WSB.
Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes. A great host. Show is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic.
Hey, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night. Another episode of the Shelley Winter Show, ladies and gentlemen, and I am fired up. I want to start here. I want to tell you a story because I'm seeing it happen all over again. Insider Advantage poll came out today. I'm going to talk about this, but I need to tell this story first. I remember in 2007 when Republicans were giddy about the opportunity for a Barack Obama candidacy. And I remember the great Rush Limbaugh here on this station, rest in peace, Rush, where he was pushing Republicans to flip over and move and pull a Democrat ballot and vote for Barack Obama because he would be easier to beat. I remember it like it was yesterday. Then later on, after Barack Obama won, he said it was because white people felt guilty. No, you told them to vote for him, but that's neither here nor there. But I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember being at a Talkers magazine. Talkers magazine, I'm not even sure if it's still around. It probably is. But they had a big conference in New York City, a radio conference. The Talkers magazine is a talk radio trade magazine. I don't know if it may be online now, but I don't know. It used to be a physical magazine. And they had all these big talkers at the time, Hannity and Mancow and all of these different names. And they were all on a stage. And the moderator asked them who was going to win the presidential election. And they all laughed. Ha, ha, ha. No way Barack Obama beats John McCain. Ha, ha, ha. They were all making fun of his name and the normal conservative talk stuff. And I was in the audience. I was new to the game. And I was in the audience. And I was saying to myself, are they not paying attention? Do they not know what's going on? Do they not see what's happening in this country? And I'll never forget at that point in time, I realized that, you know what, Shelley? If you ever get the opportunity to be on radio, one thing that you must do is, as a conservative, as a Republican, you must tell the truth. Don't just tell people what they want to hear. And so I start off with this story and these stories because I'm seeing the same thing happen now. Before I get to the Insider Advantage poll, I'm seeing a lot of Republicans, very well-intentioned, very smart Republicans, Trumpers, non-Trumpers, rhinos, whatever you, quote-unquote rhinos. I don't like that term, but you know what I mean. Never Trumpers. I'm seeing a lot of Republicans, conservatives, across the spectrum, all laughing and cheering for Keisha Lance Bottoms to be the nominee here in Georgia. And it reminds me of how Republicans were cheering and hoping to see Barack Obama in a presidential election. And I'm saying, do you guys not leave the house? Do you guys not see what's happening? And then I noticed today Joe Biden endorses Keisha Lance Bottoms. And all my conservative friends, ha, 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 he doesn't even know who's running. And I'm saying, do you not see what's happening? You do not hear my words right now. If you're for Burt Jones, Rick Jackson, Brad Raffensperger, or Chris Carr, if you're for a Republican governor carrying on the work of Brian Kemp, if you're for that, you better pray Keisha Lance Bottoms is not the nominee on the Democrat side. She is the strongest candidate on that side. Now, let me say something. I love Michael Thurmond. I love Jason Estevez. I think Jeff Duncan's a dark horse, no pun intended. But Keisha Lance Bottoms is polling the way she's polling because she's the strongest candidate. And for those of you who will say to me right now, well, Shelley, what happened to Stacey Abrams? They thought the same thing. No, Stacey Abrams was a flawed candidate for the base. Talk to black women, which is the base of the Democrat Party. Talk to moderates. Talk to grandmama and them in rural Georgia. There were problems with Stacey Abrams. One of the biggest problems with Stacey Abrams is she was surrounded by liberal white women. That never plays to sisters. That doesn't play in rural Georgia. Number two, the problem with Stacey Abrams, and I hate to say it because it's not fair, but she was not married. Why do you think every candidate, whether it's dog catcher or president or senator, Republican or Democrat, independent, libertarian, why do you think they all pose with their families? Why do you think every ad shows mom, dad, kids, and a little dog? Because people trust married people. It's just the way it is. Keisha has a solid family. She's been with the same man for many, many years. You've never heard a single peep out of anything. Great kids, well-rounded, well brought up. She's a solid candidate. Now let's get into, now you can scream and yell about, well, you know, she didn't run, I hear this, she didn't run Atlanta, so how's she going to run the state of Georgia? To the base, she did a good job of running Atlanta. Now, there's many in the base that would tell you she didn't, but for the majority of the people that are voting on the Democrat side, forget who you don't like on the Republican side, we're trained not to like the Democrats. Doesn't matter what your opinion is. I'm telling you what the base of the Democrat Party sees. They see a beautiful, which is very important, together, very smooth politician. She's equipped and she knows how to campaign. She knows how to go into a room and schmooze that room and light up that room. She knows how to do that. That's a skill set that a lot of people don't have. Burt Jones has that skill set. Rick Jackson doesn't have it, not because he's not a great personality, is because he spent his entire life being the guy in that room that everybody sought because he had the money to spread around. Even as he was growing a business, he had the skill set to go into the room and everybody want to talk to him. He's Rick Jackson. In politics, it's the opposite. You got to go in a room and beg people for their support. That skill set isn't there. Burt has that skill set. Brad Raffensperger doesn't have the personality, but he has a skill set. Chris Carr has the skill set and a little bit of the personality, but he's just in a tough election cycle. But these things are important. Don't keep yelling, we want Keisha, because if you get your wish, I'm telling you, we are in trouble. Joe Biden just endorsed her. Ha, ha, ha. Joe doesn't even know who's running. I can run down all the jokes, and they would be pretty funny jokes. The truth of the matter is, in a primary, it's an important endorsement. But guess what happens when she gets through the primary? Guess who comes to Georgia next? Barack Obama. Guess who comes after him? Hillary Clinton. Guess who comes after her? Every nationally known Democrat, past and present, will be in Georgia. Not only motivating the base that set record numbers voting for Warnock, but motivating independents who may be still dealing with high gas prices and an unfinished war and an unpopular president that my top two candidates have completely anchored themselves to. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the Republican side, stop screaming for Keisha and pray it's somebody else. Let me get to this insider advantage poll. Keisha Lance Bottoms at 52%. Michael Thurman at 16%. Duncan at 9%. Estevez, who is climbing, is down to 5%. Only 14% on the Democrat side are undecided in the inside advantage poll. On our side, Rick Jackson's at 28%. Burt Jones at 24%. Raffensperger moved up a notch at 18%, and Chris Carr is breathing life at 11%. Undecideds, 12%. Things are getting tighter, but the undecideds were much higher. So where did they break to? Where did they go? Many went to Raffensperger, some went to Carr on the undecided side. And Jackson and Jones have tightened. Even if Carr and Raffensperger split the 12%, 6-6, they're still out of a runoff. Or Raffensperger tied with Jones, if you will. But it's still looking like Jackson and Jones. And I think Rick Jackson's making a huge mistake going after Keisha so early, because when he goes after her, she ignores him, which is the brilliant move. There's no reason to respond. Why would I respond to an attack from a guy that's in a battle for his life on the other side? And I'm crushing it on my side. And for those of you who said Joe Biden endorsement doesn't matter, it means a lot to the base. It means nothing to us, but it means everything to the base. Joe Biden may not have done the best job being president. It might have been the worst job. Regardless of how you think about it, the base still sees Joe as Uncle Joe, and they respect him. It's the Democrat way. You can laugh at me. You could tell me I'm crazy. You could say whatever you want. The last person that we want to see on a Republican side is Keisha Lance Bottoms. I'm telling you, stop praying for it, because she will wipe the floor with all four of our candidates. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you, she won't have any verbal slip-ups. She will run on the policies that the Democrats like. She won't talk about men and women's bathrooms. And if you bring it up as an attack, she'll look at you like you're crazy. She'll say, I have a daughter. I have children. I don't want men and women's bathrooms, but I think it should be held. It should be a decision made by athletic associations. That's how most people see it. You know why they see it that way? Because it's not a big issue. It's not. We dealt with it already. I'm telling you, I say it for the last time. Stop praying for Keisha Lance Bottoms to be the Democrat nominee because you think she's so easily beat. Oh, no, no, no. I'm here to tell you. Because many of you thought Barack Obama would be so easy to beat with John McCain. Many of you thought Barack Obama would be so easy to beat with Mitt Romney. And he swept the floor with both of them. Keisha's in the same category. She's appealing to the eye. She's got a great family story. She's smart. And the policies line up with the base. Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We'll be right back.